So in this video, we're going to break down VA entitlement and what that can mean for a seller. So in creative finance, there is still an option for sellers who need to get out of their current situation. And one of the biggest pushbacks we get is in regards to VA entitlement. So with VA entitlement, we have helped other people out of their current situation and get into their next house. We've done it a couple of different ways. Obviously, you can assume a loan, both veteran and non-veteran, but you can also do it creatively and still have VA entitlement for the seller. So, for instance, let's say that the house we just did a creative finance option for a seller who had been moved to another station. So he was in Colorado and he got moved to a station in North Carolina, or he was, deployed, however you say that. And so now he has these two homes. He's already moved on. The one in Colorado is vacant and he can't sell it because essentially he owes more than what it's currently valued at, and especially timing and market and all those types of things. So what we did is we said we can sign a lease agreement or a lease option agreement with you and help you offset that for your DTI. But even if we hadn't done that, if we had done something a little bit more creative, say it was a subject to, what we can do is, obviously check with your lenders and your mortgage lenders, but they can offset that DTI. And then also there is a secondary or bonus entitlement, as some lenders will call it. And I think the base entitlement is on average about 776 and some change. There are certain areas, depending on where you're moving, some places in California where it can be over $1 million. So the total entitlement. And so going from Colorado, he had a high purchase price, mid fours. He was going to Carolina where he was trying to buy a house and it was going to be close. So it was, 350, 375, somewhere in there. And so the VA entitlement is on the initial purchase. So he originally bought the house in Colorado for 475. So that is tied up. He has secondary entitlement for roughly about $300,000. And so you can use that secondary entitlement and just make sure that you are asking for it and that you know it's available. So there is a little bit of a delta, right? There's a little bit of a difference. And so that amount, he was purchasing a house for $350,000. Now, you can't get 100% financing, but what you can do is you take the difference. So he has $300,000 left in entitlement, secondary bonus entitlement, and he's going to use all that up, but he still has $50,000. Now, the great thing about this for veterans is you don't have to pay $50,000 at closing. You can still only pay 25% of that. So you're paying a quarter of that difference, and that would be your down payment. Now, the beautiful thing about this is we actually paid enough on the lease option to cover that. So he still was able to get into a property with effectively zero money down from him because we paid that 25 for him to get into the property. So he didn't really have to come out a lot out of pocket. He thought the only way that he was going to be able to do this was sell his house outright. He couldn't do like a rental agreement or a lease option type of deal. So we were able to solve that problem, and hopefully we can help the next person solve their problems, or you can use this video to help either a seller or a buyer that you might know. So if that was helpful in any way, please send this to somebody or like and subscribe for more real estate and business content.